Hello, everyone. This is Rachna Khanna. Welcome to the Daily Life Hero podcast. Yes, as you can already notice, we have been bringing some changes. You notice what is the change that I've got? Yes, the Daily Life Hero, the inconvenient truth. And there is so much more that I want to talk about it, but not just yet. Today, I'm very, very happy and very thrilled the guest I have today. He is truly transformative. He truly believes that health, nutrition, and acupuncture has dedication in the life that can change and bring lot of lives to the pathway which is so natural. He truly believes in the power of natural remedies. We are going to get involved in deeper conversation. Why does he do what he does? What is something that fires him up? Why does he believe what he believes in it? What does give him that one big reason to do what he does? He is truly special. I have spoken to him about a couple of times now, and I truly believe and connect with him the goals, the passion that he carries with him. He has that fire in his belly that he wants to bring that change, which is uncommon, which is not common. He is a doctor by profession. He's on a mission. He's on a mission to heal the world, one natural remedy at a time. And today, he's here to share his journey and insights with us. I don't want to take any time further, and I want all of you to welcome Dr. Scott on this very brand new podcast. Welcome, Dr. Scott.
Thanks very much for having me, Rachna. Much appreciated, and thank you for the introduction.
Thank you so
It's
much.
humbling.
Thank you. And
Better
Dr.
word.
Scott, what I
So
said is
yeah, much appreciated, and hopefully I can give some. Hopefully I can give some gold nuggets today.
yes,
Gold
absolutely.
nuggets of information, that is.
Absolutely. Because things that I've not mentioned, and I really want our listeners to know, not only do you promote natural remedies and healing to people, but you truly believe that there is health, there are benefits that you can give it to yourself. I remember you coming on my webinar, which I was running for the menopause journey for women. And your great insights truly were remarkable, and people got a lot of help out of it. People said, "Oh my God, Dr. Scott spoke my language." And that was incredible. And thank you for doing what you're doing, Dr. Scott, because there are not many doctors. I'm not saying they don't want to do it. Maybe they don't have the knowledge as of now that they can. And people like you who are carrying the torch and they're showing the light, that is incredible. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And I cannot wait our conversation to start.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll get into why I got into what I'm doing soon. But yeah, you're exactly right. There a lot of doctors are tied; their hands are tied because of the restrictions that are put on them by our governing bodies. They are told to say things outside of the box. They're told not to credentialize therapies that aren't recognized. But at the end of the day, it's about the truth. Saying the truth will set you free. But and information will give you power only if you action it. So a lot of doctors have the knowledge, they have the information, but they don't action it.
Mm.
So, and usually that's because their hands are tied. Either tongues are tied, whichever way you want to put it. So yeah, hopefully my tongue and hands aren't tied, and yeah, I can give you some information that not many doctors are talking about.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks.
And thank you,
Thanks for
Dr.
that.
Scott, because I do know what you are saying, and I deeply resonate with this because I know when I was visiting doctors, They were telling me everything else to do, which was not meant to be done, in all honesty, because I wanted some information which was so basic for me. Now I know it was such a basic information that I did not have an access, and I felt so invalidated. I felt unseen. But when I spoke to you, and of course, there were other many doctors that I have spoken, but they were countable doctors. Like I can actually count on my fingers. There were only three doctors who held space for me, and one of them is you. When I spoke to you, you felt me. You told me, yes, it is possible to live a life in this beautiful transition called menopause. And I would love you to talk about this. How in your work, why has it become your passion? While you said it, I understand you said it that doctors are doing what they're doing because they don't have the knowledge, but you're doing something which is uncommon, which is inconvenient. It is not something that people would do it out of the way, but you did it. What was that fire? What changed? What's your story, if you can tell us?
Uh, when I was young, I did a lot of taekwondo, martial arts, and I got introduced to Korean hand acupuncture. So you guys might have heard of reflexology. So they use in reflexology the sole of the foot as a map of the body. Well, the Koreans use the hand as a map of the body. So we're punching each other, kicking each other, and getting injuries, and I do some hand acupuncture, and it gets rid of the pain immediately. And if I get the flu or something, you got to remember I'm only a teenager, so I got introduced to this fairly early. So it wasn't a big deal for me to have needles. And this is another important lesson is that in the Chinese culture, the they are exposed to acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine early from an early age. So I get a lot of patients that come to me and they're, oh no, I don't like needles. If they had exposure to those needles when they were younger, it wouldn't have been such a big deal now. I said, oh, but so back to my what I was trying to say is then so I learned a little bit, but in those days it cost a lot of money to learn the Korean acupuncture and knock that on the head very quickly. So I thought, if I get older, I'll learn some more about it. Anyway, in 1994, my mother passed away from a rare type of cancer, urethra cancer, and it metastasized. So basically, it spread very quickly into the kidneys, then into the liver, and once it got into the liver, then it spread everywhere. So, and the more questions I asked doctors and surgeons, because that's all they did, but it was only surgeons, the oncology surgeons,
Hmm.
that they pretty much just had. And I asked them the hard question: how do I prevent this? So how do I, how do if I had a sister, how would she prevent this from happening? How would um how would other patients be able to prevent this from happening? And questions like, what can I do for an hour? What is there anything that we can change in her diet? And they, of course, they're not taught that. They're just taught medication and surgery. There's only two answers you're going to get from any GP or any surgeon. It's either medication or surgery. Very rarely will they ask you about your lifestyle. Very rarely. But you will get some. There are some out there. I'm not saying there isn't any out there, but there are some out there.
Hmm.
And there's not many out there, I should say. Very rare.
Hmm.
So that was it. I was only in my 20s, and I realized that this is not medicine. This is just it's a proactive medicine. They wait until you fall apart, and then they try and put you back together. But you got to remember, conventional medicine was created on a battlefield. And conventional medicine that's where they got morphine from, the antibiotics. They all come from battlefields because they practiced on the soldiers. And you look at what they do; they're really good at acute medicine. You cut your hand off or split your head open. Well, that's what they had to do in warfare. They had to either cut something off or cut something out or put it back together. See what I'm saying? That's what they're really good at. They're really good at acute medicine. What does that mean? It means, as I said, if you cut your hand off or split your head open, or fracture a bone. They're really good at putting you back together. But the rehabilitation side of things, yeah, not so good. And same with chronic disease. Chronic disease, yeah. Well, I mean, the numbers have gotten worse. I mean, I wouldn't say that if the numbers weren't getting worse. And the problem is that they talk about it, but they don't give a solution. They don't say, well, this could be actually a dietary issue. This could be the water that we're drinking. They never ever bring that up because there's no money in it. It's easier to say, okay, we have created a drug for whatever, but the problem is you're going to have to take it for the rest of your life. Oh yeah, and while you're at it, we're so sorry, but it has a side effect and it causes, I don't know, usually heartburn. Just about every drug that you take causes a stomach issue. And the funny thing is, Rachna, I do pulse diagnosis for free. So I feel the radial artery in their wrist. I go to the communities, markets, and expos and events. I do it for free. I do it for nothing. I have patients sometimes come to me and they say, "Oh, I say to them because I can feel it in the stomach. I can feel in the stomach that they're going to get heartburn." And I ask them, "Do you have heartburn?" They say, "Oh no, I don't have heartburn." But then I ask them, "What medication are they taking?" And they say, "Oh no, I'm taking Nexium or Somac." But that's for heartburn. So sometimes people don't realize that they forget. It's not their fault. They forget that they have heartburn because they're taking a drug to cover it up. So sometimes people just are not aware at all of what they're taking and what's it for, especially in the elderly. And and this is the same for you ladies. Ladies are no different. You're given an estrogen or progesterone medication because that's what it is. The pill is a medication, and you're not told what it's for. Okay, it's for the pill to stop you from conceiving, but then coinciding with that, there is no mention unless you ask. Does the doctor actually tell you what the side effects are of the medication? That's a good question. Yeah. Did the doctor ever tell you, Rachel?
I'm slightly broken right now, Dr. Scott, because as a normal human being, all ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. That's another thing. But all I'm saying, how many of us would we trust doctors, right? They're the masters in what they do. And like what you just mentioned over here, right? Your journey starting right from your mother getting sick and she had a rare type of cancer. And you asking, how can we prevent it? Instead of getting those answers, doctors are telling you two things, it's either medication or surgery. You dance to the life on the mercy of what you've been told. How do we get this knowledge? Not everybody has the medical knowledge or the awareness, or they're geeky. I got into my journey knowing because I wanted answers, because I knew I'm meant for more. But what would you suggest? Like, you asked me a question. Do you ask her what are the side effects? My father is a chemistry professor. He reads everything which is on the backside of a medication. And he's of the opinion, because he is a professor, he says that all medication will have side effects because there are chemicals in it. It will interfere. But if you want to get rid of the pain, this is what you have to get into it. But people like us, like I got into the mission because I wanted more. And people like you who wanted answers, how can we prevent? So I feel I'm at the mercy of doctors where I do not know if they're meant to give more information, just that, okay, do this. Like I remember when I had chest pains, I had anxiety, I was grieving. But I was went for doctor told me to go for my heart scan because my brother passed away due to heart attack. My mother passed away due to heart attack, but there is no reason, or you must be stressed, or there could be other reasons. Cholesterol is high, lifestyle. What do I do? How do I get this information? And question for you, and this makes me fire in my belly. How can normal people find answers in the most simplistic manner? How can they prevent? I don't want to hear do a lifestyle change. What do you mean a lifestyle change? I'm doing the best I could. I have learned from my family. This is what the best you can do, but clearly it's not working for me, right? How can I, what is it that you can give it to us? That these are four checks, Rachna, you could do for yourself and
Okay, so
find your pathway.
look, you guys are not in the boat on your own. Okay, the doctors are in the same boat.
Mm,
Okay, they only know two things: medication and surgery. So what do you think happens to them when they get sick? Exactly the same as you.
yeah,
Exactly the same.
and
So
that's
what,
sad.
how do I know? How do I know? Because I worked with these guys. I worked in a
Mm,
hospital setting for 10 years. I
mm,
was a security guard and I was learning about Chinese medicine. But the thing is, Chinese medicine is also backed with Western medicine, where I have to learn both. I had to learn both Chinese medicine and also Western medicine. And it was fantastic because I saw it firsthand. I
mm,
got firsthand information. I got to see what they get up to in a hospital setting. And it was great. I learned so much. I learned a lot because if I had a question about what assignment I had to do, I just go to the console, and of
mm.
course there are 30 years of elite information. These guys are dealing with acute medicine all day, every day, so they just pour it on me, and I'm just like, wow, there's so much information.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, so this, yeah, there's allergies is a perfect example. There are professors out there that understand how it works,
Mm,
but they don't know how to cure it.
you're right. Mm,
And then when it affects their own family or themselves, they're in the same boat just as you guys. So, look, so I always talk about the three pillars. So the three pillars are you've got to eat fresh is best. And when I say fresh is best, the quicker you get it off the vine, the better. So just remember that any fruit and vegetables that you buy from a supermarket or even from a market, what do you call it, a farmer's market, you still got to remember that there's been time between the time that they picked the whatever it is you're buying and the
mm,
time it got to you on your shelf.
yeah.
So the problem with that is nutrients deteriorate very quickly.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example: broccoli. Everyone loves broccoli. Everyone knows that broccoli is good for you. Sorry to say, within 2 hours, 50% of the nutrients in broccoli is lost once it's been picked. 2 hours. See what I'm saying? So when you start to understand, when you start to research this, you got to remember. Look, I can't. There's no quick under education system that I can give you, but I do have a health club on my website, and that's pretty much I've condensed like 20 years of information
Mm,
into 9 modules. Now those 9 modules have on average around about 5 to 6 lessons in each module, and nutrition is a big one. That I think I've got about nine subjects just in nutrition, because nutrition is very important. But that also comes back to water. What water you drink?
yeah.
Water is very important. The problem is the water that they supply to us isn't always what they say it is. And the other thing is, if you're buying bottled water, that's another big con. And 60% of the market is owned by Nestle. Sorry to say, even though it might say Mount Franklin or whatever, it's owned by Nestle. You have a look on the back; it'll say Nestle. Now the problem is Nestle buys the water off us from our dams, from our water reservoirs, and then sells it back to us. Actually, what they do is they put it into reverse osmosis. So they bring it to a neutral, it's dead water basically, and then they put their own little formula, chemicals basically, into the water to bring the pH up. That's the hydrogen potential, bring the pH up from an acidic state to a neutral state or an alkaline state. So the problem with that is they're using a chemical to bring it up to and then on top of that, they sell it like 3 times, 4 times more than what we sold it to them for. So
Sorry,
that's just
I have to pause you, Dr. Scott, because there are too many questions that I have for you now. So, for our listeners, if they were listening to your first pillar, the first pillar that you mentioned, that of course, that is on your website, you have 9 lessons, and nutrition is one of the most important thing that you have. And where the nutrition you also start by telling, have a fresh food. Get it from the farmer's market. I get it. Now I get it because I know when I was not eating fresh and I was getting something which is not fresh, I see the difference in my health. And I have made those conscious choices and conscious changes, and I see the difference. I truly see the difference. And I see the difference how we are feeling in our energy. So I totally get it. But broccoli, the nutrition is already gone by the time it comes from the farm. Like,
yeah, and
no, I
this
don't
is
I don't know what to do. Like, do you think that frozen broccoli is better than buying it from the market?
no,
Or,
because all they're doing is they're just delaying. All they're doing is delaying. Now, if they snap freeze it, they've still got about an hour in between from the time that they pick it. See, it just depends. That's why I don't believe in advertising when they say something is organic. So, or it's full of nutrients, or it's was it the healthy heart tick? It just because it has that doesn't mean it is healthy
Mhm.
for you,
So how does
because they
one
don't fully
choose it?
inform us. But don't be too concerned, guys. But don't be too concerned. I'm just giving you little insights into what I've learned over 20 years. Just try and get it as fresh as you can off the vine,
Yeah,
as fresh as you can,
yeah.
uh, and and same with your water. Try and get living water, not dead water, okay? Because there's a lot of false advertising, false information about water, and yeah, try your best with that, okay? It's look, don't panic. It's just I'm just trying to give you little snippets of what information that they put out there, but don't tell you. So
I,
that
I, I I like that, Dr. Scott, because now you are telling us keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it. That just try and get
yeah,
fresh food as much as you can. The bottled water does not mean it is good because it is treated differently and we don't know. A
try,
layman person
yeah,
would not know. Take a flowing water, which means do you recommend tap water or a filter water?
even tap water, they're still putting chemicals in to try and alter the pH. So yeah, you can't avoid it. I use a Kangen water. I use the Enagic ionizers, and that actually uses electric current. It makes it negatively charged, so it's easy to absorb. And also, you can alter the pH of the water as well. So you can make
Mm.
it acidic, really acidic, 2.5. Put it right up to 11.0, really acidic water. And it's also used. I use it for dermal issues, like any sores or anything or cuts. I use it to repair the tissue. But
Mm.
yeah, that's what I suggest for when it comes to water. It seems to be the best that I've found. It's actually a medical device in Japan as well. So and it took them 10 years to get it through as a medical device in Japan.
Mm.
So yeah. But as I said, don't be just try to drink tap water because majority of places, and I found that the socioeconomic areas, so the because I test water in people's homes, I test their pH levels and I also test the chlorine levels. So another thing that they don't tell you is chlorine causes edema. So that's water retention. So if you know anyone that gets some water retention just out of the blue for no reason, it's probably because of the water they're drinking,
That's great.
or they're just jumping in a pool. So that's why I don't jump in the pools anymore. Because if you're absorbing too much, because chlorine goes into the skin very easily. We soak it up very easily. So I try and minimize my time in the pool. Seawater is so much better
Mm.
for you, so much better for your skin. It's a
Mm.
bit hard in Melbourne, huh? It's cold.
Mm.
It's hard in Melbourne. Perth is not too bad.
Mm.
Not too
Yeah,
bad
you
for
did.
Perth.
Sorry, Dr. Scott. I just want to make sure our listeners are getting full benefit of what you're saying. So the 3 points under nutrition that you said: keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, get the fresh food as much as possible.
It's
Second,
possible.
have, of course, drink water and flowing water, tap water. And there is something else that you mentioned, that you charge your water, which I missed out. If you can just tell us that. I know
Oh
that
yeah,
everybody would be able to do that, but it's just an option for you to have that healthy water in your body. And then pool, swimming pools have chlorine, and somebody who is suffering from water retention, that could be the reason. Is that correct?
yeah. Oh yeah. Not just it. It will be the reason.
Yeah, it
So
is one of the reasons. Okay. So
yeah, yeah. It is. It is the reason. So usually what the because in some I found in some areas they put the chlorine levels really high. I don't
mm,
know why. In other areas the chlorine was much lower. It was still registering, but it was a lot lower.
mm,
So yeah, it can be what they're drinking as well. But yeah, as I said, okay, so that was one pillar. So eat as fresh as you can, drink as clean a water as you can,
yeah.
and that yeah, try and make that water alkaline if you can.
Alkaline. Okay.
Okay,
Make the water alkaline. Okay, cool.
as the more alkaline the better. But the problem is they usually use a chemical to make it more
Yeah.
alkaline. That's the only
Yeah.
issue. If you use electrolysis, it's not.
Yeah.
The second pillar is move every day. Okay, that doesn't mean just going from the bedroom to the kitchen and back or
Mm.
to the lounge room. That means walking for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. I always say low impact exercises. The
Yeah.
reason why, so like Pilates, yoga, yeah, Tai Chi, walking's great, and walking in nature as well. So they found that a lot of studies, they found out that actually being in nature increases your dopamine production by 30% and also your serotonin levels.
Mm.
So what does that mean? It means that at night you're going to produce more melatonin.
Yep.
So you're going to sleep better. Okay. So that's what I do. I walk in nature in the mornings and yeah, try and do at least 30 minutes a day if you can. If you miss a day, don't panic. Don't panic. It's all right. You might miss 2 days. You might miss 3 days. As long as you get back on the horse and be consistent. Just be consistent. Because you got to remember, living a long age is not a race. It's a long ride. Okay. So yeah, try and move whatever. Everyone's probably thinking, what? So don't do the Spartan training or the high energy training. What do they call it? Those adrenaline cut classes. What do they call those spin classes and stuff like that. So I'll put it to you guys this way. So to live to 100 years, you normally get around about 4 to 6 billion beats in your heart, out of your heart. Okay, 4 to 6 billion over 100-year period. Now, if you keep speeding up your heart, you're going to do what? You're going to reduce your life because
Mm.
you're wearing the muscle out. Just remember that your heart is a muscle,
Yeah.
and if you keep wearing it out, if you keep speeding it up, then you're gonna wear it out. So low impact exercises and more than 30 minutes a day. Okay, you're gonna burn more energy as well in the long run over the day. Now the third pillar, this is the hard. This
Sorry.
is the one that's
So sorry, Dr. Scott. I want to pause before we go on to the third pillar because I remembered something. And I wanted to wish you a happy belated birthday. And I
oh,
remember
thank you.
and you shared your steps with me. And I thought, are you trying to encourage me that movement is good? Or it was just by chance that you shared? And it actually inspired me. I said, whoa, I want to get those many steps. And of course, I have stopped wearing any
Yeah,
smartwatch because of the vibrations, unnecessary vibrations that give it to my body. And I try and reframe that. But that's just me, that's my opinion. And I said, oh, how do I track it? And then I remembered something that if I walk for 10 minutes, I know I complete 1,500 steps to 2,000 steps. And that's how I started doing it. Okay, I'll walk it. So thank you for inspiring. And I love movement. And I love your second pillar because movement is everything. Even your emotions in your body needs motion, which is energy in motion. And I loved your second pillar so much. It deeply resonates with me. So I want to thank you. And I would want our listeners to take away from this that you said something that is a low impact exercise. And basically, also remember your heart is basically a muscle. And you must, if you can, take care of something that is low intensity instead of higher intensity because of what reason?
You're gonna wear your heart out. That's what's gonna happen. That's why
Mm,
that's why
mm,
these the extreme athletes, the triathlons and marathon runners, they all have heart attacks in their 40s and 50s.
mm,
Why? Because they've worn the heart out. They've worn their, I forgot his name is Matt Welch. Not the swimmer. I'm talking about the triathlete. He won like 4 or 5 world championships. He's from
mm,
Australia, and he had to put a pacemaker in his heart at the age of 45. So see what I'm saying?
mm.
Just because you look fit doesn't mean you're healthy.
Ah,
Okay, these elite
nailed it.
athletes, they
Nailed it.
just because they look
Fit.
doesn't mean that they're healthy. How do I know? Because I've felt their pulses and I know what they're like. They're dealing with bigger problems than what we have, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because they push themselves so hard. They push themselves so hard.
And
But that's their job.
wondering,
That's their job. Is
yeah, yeah. I totally get it. I totally get this, Dr. Scott. I remember, my husband specifically, he fascinates and he's totally fascinated by people who are fit, who look fit, who are athletes, who have a body. And I said, that doesn't inspire me because I don't know them. What is their motivation? What is it that they're doing that get them going? Are they happy here? Does that light them up, or just they're doing it because it is a compulsive order or a distraction for them? And I love that
yeah.
about that you touched about it, that people who look fit does not mean they're actually fit. There could be something else going on. I love that. I want you to tell us specifically in your movement pillar, and you also said something on the lines that if you miss one day, it's not a big deal. What matters is that you get up and you do again. Can you share with our listeners what do you mean by that? If you can elaborate that more, so that I know there are some people who would be like, oh my God, I'm not consistent. What do I do? I can't do that.
So
What is one suggestion you would give it to our listeners?
so just record your steps. Just start off with just recording your steps.
Mm,
Just being aware of how many steps you're doing a day, that will inspire you. Just even to record it. Don't have a minimum, don't have a maximum. Just record how many steps you do in a day. Because over time you're going to start to realize, I think I should be doing more steps. Because 99% of the population do not have, they have no clue on how many steps they're doing a day. I'm telling you, how do I know? Because I did a challenge. I did a step challenge.
mm,
I advertised it for 3 months. The first month, I said, can you please? I'm going to have a challenge that goes for 5 days. You have to do a minimum of 10,000 steps a day for that 5 days. I didn't get any interest at all. None. Zero. So I started asking. I said, what's the what's it's a challenge. What's the challenge? What's the challenge in starting the challenge? They said it's just too many steps. I said, okay, all right. So then I came back and said, all you have to do is just record your steps. And I got so much more interest just asking the people. And I tell you what, and the first day in comparison to the fifth day, a lot of people were a lot better each day because they weren't aware of how many steps they were doing a day. So just start recording how many. You don't have to have a wrist. Just use your phone. I just use my phone.
yeah,
I just take my phone with me,
yeah,
and the phone will actually record your steps. Now I have a Samsung, and
yeah,
it's got Samsung Health on it, so
yeah.
it records your steps. I think I'm pretty sure iPhone has the equivalent in an app that they have. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, a health app on it, or
Yeah.
you can download a health app, and it'll record your steps.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah, I love.
just start recording your steps.
Yeah, I love that. It is
Don't
so
have
simple and
don't
doable, and it is such a golden nugget that you have just given. It is so simple and doable because just walk. It's like just breathe.
yeah.
You're breathing,
And
you just walk and keep a record and keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it because when people hear the word challenge, they will say, oh my God, I'm already losing it. That's not true because you can do more than you think because you can. Everybody can.
well,
And
just
thank you.
it's just about being aware.
Yes,
It's just about being aware of what you're doing, what you're not doing, and
exactly.
then you'll start to as you start to understand who you are when it comes to your habits. Then you'll start to raise the bar for
Yeah.
yourself,
I
and
love,
that's what it's all about. It's all about being the pinnacle of yourself every day.
love that. Love that. And now I'm curious, what is your third pillar?
Yeah, this is the tough one. This is the one that even I find it hard to do. Keeping your mind and your heart quiet. Now that's really hard to do. If people be people say, but I don't hear my heart. I bet you hear your mind. And I tell you what, if you can hear your mind, your heart will be racing too.
Yep,
You just don't know it because your
that's
mind's
it.
racing. So how do you combat that one? Meditation is big on my list. So even if I use affirmations as well, affirmations help a lot. So I do a recording and it goes for 7 minutes and it tells me about the 10 goals that I have in my life. And one of them is meditation. One of them is keeping my mind as quiet as possible. And if you keep your mind quiet, your heart will be quiet. And like I said before, you've got about 4 to 6 billion beats in your lifetime over 100 years. And if you keep that mind quiet, you'll keep your heart quiet, and then you'll live a lot longer. But it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. That's probably the hardest one. Okay, that's the hardest pillar because we're all in a competitive world, and we all want to do. We all want it now. That's another one. We all want it now, and we want the results immediate.
Mm.
So the problem with that is it puts pressure on yourself. I'll give you guys a little insight. So my mentor, he's from the United States. He's from Seattle. He's an acupuncturist, but he was also a yogic. He was actually Maharishi Yogananda's part of his personal staff. So he basically lived in a cave for 6 months and then went off and taught meditation to the Indians. It's American teaching the Indians meditation. So in the 60s as well. Like this wasn't a couple
Mm.
of years ago. This was back in the 1960s. So he said, okay, this is going to be hard to accept.
Mm.
Is that you're not really in control. Now the thing is, and that's what he says. Don't think of the pink elephant. Don't think of the pink elephant. What do you think of straight away? The pink elephant. So that's what he's trying to say is that how many times have you been into a meeting thinking yourself, I'm not going to say this, I'm not going to say that. And then you get into the meeting and then you're saying it. Now, now from that, it takes a load off my shoulders
Mm.
because then I know that I don't have to stress as much about money, for instance. Where's it coming from? About my relationships with others, because just go with the flow. If you go with what life presents you and how you react is very important. And
Mm.
that's what I'm trying to say is that helps me to react better. That knowledge that I'm not really in control helps me to react better. So we all get bad news, yeah. We all get bad news. It's how you react to that bad news that makes you the person you are. I don't think I've got anything else for that one.
That,
Getting deep,
yeah,
and meaningful, but yeah,
yeah.
that and that helps. That helps you keep your mind
Mm.
quiet, keeps your heart quiet.
That is deep and that is profound. And I remember my days when I started doing meditation. I would always open my one eye and I say, "Oh my God, is it over? How long is it?" And I would always check the timer because 2 minutes felt like, "Oh my God, is it 1 hour already?" I know. And now, oh my God, what a shift. What a shift. I cannot go a day without a meditation or a yoga. I have to do that. It's in my muscle memory now. Yes, as you mentioned, to begin with, it's the hardest thing but I found that it is the most easiest thing, a gift that you can offer it to yourself. And it, of course, starts from your head. And I love what Tony Robbins said. It is coming to my mind right now that when a human is conceived in mother's womb, when that little baby's not even there, but it is conceived in mother's womb, the first thing to develop is your heart. And the next thing to develop is the brain. And once you are aligned with from your brain and heart, there is a magic out there. And that's the magic everybody has an access to. Go you if meditation is not your way. Maybe go for walks, silent walks. Maybe
Yeah,
listen to the music,
that's
listen
what
to the rhythms,
that's
like
what
you mentioned. Yeah.
that's what I cheat. So I cheat. I meditate as I walk. But I mean, being in nature for long periods of times, you'll actually start to the mind will actually start to be blank.
Ah,
You'll start to
love that. Yeah,
and
I
so
love that.
because my mentor says that thinking is overrated.
It is.
Thinking is overrated. So yeah, so I cheat. I That's why I send people videos of nature because then it helps them, or I hope it does. It helps them to center themselves and relax and, and feel as though they're there, actually there with me. Sun shining or the river running. That makes a big deal. I hope it does. I hope it does. I keep getting good feedback.
I I may not say it out loud, but Dr. Scott, I love it. I just, that for that particular 30 seconds to 1 minute, they're my favorite moments of the day. When I see that videos, the water, the birds, the trees, the forest, the green, oh my God, it is so soothing. And I absolutely love it. And thank you for sharing and thank you for adding that buzz. And once I don't know, oh, where is my meditation? That's pattern interruption for me. Okay, I have to go back and check that. So thank you for doing. And I'm sure many people are getting already lots of benefits of what you're doing. I'm very conscious of the time, Dr. Scott, and I really want our listeners to get the most out of this podcast. Now, people don't know where you are right now. I want you to take this entire last piece talking about yourself, where people can find you, what is your website, what are the different programs that you're offering, how can they enroll in that program, is there any communication that you offer globally or it's just in Australia? What are few things if people were watching other than Australia, if they wanted to get or reach out for some help? I'm not sure how and what they would might need it, because you're offering something so wonderful that people really, now people are getting more and more aware that there is a reason why our body is so intelligent and we can heal. Something externally that happens, you need a doctor, you need something immediate attention. I get that. But something which is internal, you need to heal yourself internally with the ways and means which you offer. So I want you to take this time and tell us where you are, where you're based, what you offer, if people were to reach out, and what is one advice you will give it to them to be in touch with you and they can take away one key learning from this podcast, what would that be? So over
So I'll
to you.
just. Do you mind if I share my screen?
Of course, please. And I'll be hiding myself so that you're on spotlight now.
Okay. So I'll just share this. So you can see that?
Not yet.
It's in my website.
Yes, now we can.
There we go. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, my service is there. So I do fertility acupuncture. So acupuncture for fertility is very important because they did a research paper back in 2023 and found that acupuncture increases their ability to fall pregnant by up to 10%.
Yeah.
And also to conceive, not conceive, give birth. Their birth rates increase 10% as well. So
Yeah.
I've also got the acupuncture there. I've got the heart pulse diagnosis. So like I said that before, I feel the radial artery.
Yeah.
I think there's a testimonial on there as well.
Yeah.
And also the Chinese herbal medicine. And I'll get into that in a minute. So we've got a health blog. There's a few things I've got to clean that up a bit. But if you go to the health club, so that's what I was talking about before. So 3 tiers. So there you go. There's the bronze, there's the silver, and the gold.
Yeah.
This bronze, you get access to those 9 modules. So understanding these blocks causing these, a scientific method too, not from the airy fairy balancing energy.
Yeah.
From a scientific method. So Chinese herbal medicine, EFT, emotional freedom technique. So I teach you how to do that. So if you're going through anxiety or you're going through some stressful situation, EFT is fantastic.
Yeah.
Do on yourself. Nutrition, of course. I think that's about 9 lessons of that. There's a fair few. Exercise basically goes into more details, gives you plans and stuff like that. Your health goals, so that teaches you about how to prioritize your health goals.
Yeah.
And of course, meditation. So that's $11 per month.
Yeah.
Now, the silver, you get access to the same. You also get access to a weekly webinar that I do.
Yeah.
It goes for 10 minutes. This week, I'm talking about frozen shoulder.
Okay.
The gold, you get access. It's exactly the same as what the silver gets, but you also get a one-to-one meeting with me each week for 1 hour. That's why it's a little bit more expensive because, well, you get an intimate hour with me talking about what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Now we'll go back to the Healthy Habits Club.
Yeah.
So this is more about supplementation and about weight loss. This is specifically for weight loss and also for, I think it should have the course outline. Yep, there you go. So there you go. You get goal setting, mindset for life, health and nutritional plans, training in nutrition as well. So I teach you about what I've learned over the last 20 years about nutrition. You get access to me for 24 hours, 24/7 as well. Group activities and new associations, exercise training, supplement training as well, and financial freedom planner as well. So there is a business opportunity if you want to do it. It's got the prices there. You can do it up front for 1647, or you can pay it weekly over 10 weeks. So there are payment options there as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you go to contact us, I'll just be quick. So there is a 30-minute free option with me as well. So you can book that online.
Yeah.
So it's 30 minutes. There's the acupuncture for North Brisbane.
Yeah.
Gold Coast, South Brisbane, and Sunshine Coast. You can order your herbs. So one bottle is $185. Now I mail that to anywhere in the world. So if you're in another state, I can also mail it to you. Initial exam, that's the pulse diagnosis. That's in person, but I'll figure it out anyway. So that's the free online. You also have there's the packages. So you have a Kickstart acupuncture package, herbal package as well. And that explains it. I've also got a premix option of herbs.
Yeah.
So I've made insomnia support, anxiety support, liver detox, and the women's health as well. So there you go. Yeah. So the packages I could probably talk about another time, but if they want to, just book in a 30-minute interview with me, a telehealth with me, 30 minutes, and we'll talk about that anyway. But so yeah, I've got a few things. I've got a few things to choose from. I got heaps of information. As I said, it's pretty much well, it's actually almost 25 years of information I've learned. So yeah, I've compacted all into that website, and yeah, you guys have got access now.
Mhm. Oh my God, Dr. Scott, I think we have to do another podcast and just concentrate on one topic because I have seen so much passion and fire in you in just in few minutes, like in under 1 hour. I think I have learned so much. And this podcast does not justify the passion, the fire, and the knowledge that you have. And it is incredible that you want to do for people and you have that passion for people. And not only just that they can meet you in person, but you have made it available online. So I'm so very grateful that any listeners who are listening to this podcast, you are in reach. And if you want to learn more, if you want to claim back your life in the most natural way, Dr. Scott is here. If you have any questions, any further questions that Dr. Scott can help you, please reach out to him. His website I would be posting out, of course, in our YouTube channel and on our Spotify as well, so that you can get an access to Dr. Scott. I am forever grateful to you for saying yes in joining my mission of touch, move, and inspire people. I want to touch, move, and inspire 1 million people by 2030, and you're one of them who is helping me to do that. I am forever grateful. You are truly a hero. You are a daily life hero. People may not see that, but yes, what an unconventional way of doing things. It is inconvenient in many ways, but you're making this happen for many of us. So thank you so much for joining us. And on the last note, anything you like to share from your heart to our listeners?
Don't be too hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself. We are too hard on ourselves, and the problem with that is then we become hard on others. So be as kind as you can to yourself, and then you'll find that you'll be kind to others. You'll be so much nicer to others as well.
Oh, so beautifully said, Dr. Scott. Thank you so much. And as we wrap up, I wish you all the best. May you have lots and lots of success in what you want to achieve. And I wish so many doctors can just join the hands what you're doing in expanding the vision and the mission, the way to go for our people. So thank you so much one more time. Have a beautiful life, and I can't wait to catch up again with you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'll talk to you soon. Thanks very much, Rachna.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated. I hope I gave everyone some gold nuggets today.
Absolutely, you did it. You did it. And thank you so much for tuning in on the Daily Life Hero podcast, The Inconvenient Truth. See you on the other side.